Hello, wonderful bookish family. Welcome back to Coffee Over Apples. My name is Steph and I am here with an extra special video for you today because it is my first sponsored video. Thank you so much to the wonderful people over at Second Sale, which is a small book company based out of Montgomery, Illinois. They reached out to me asking to do a partnership in which I would promote their business and also they would send me a few books. And I was like, wait, I have the opportunity to talk about supporting a small local business that is a used bookstore that also provides a resource for people to sell books to and to continue that cycle of supporting local businesses on my channel. Like, absolutely. If you guys know me, you know that I am obsessed with thrift stores and buying books used. I love going to used bookstores and thrift stores and supporting small businesses as much as possible. So the fact that my first partnership is with a used book company, I was absolutely through the roof to get this opportunity. So thank you so much to Second Sale for reaching out to me. And they also have another website, sellbackyourbook.com, in which you can sell your books back to them, again, for reasonable prices. Second Sale is a website and small bookstore in Illinois, and what I love about shopping online for used books is that they actually have categories in which you can see the description of what the condition of the books are, and I usually like to go for good or lightly used, even though sometimes I do love to see the annotations in the margins. They track about 10 million titles a day, and it is family run and operated. They're eco-conscious in the sense that they recycle 1 million pounds per year of paper and cardboard. You can use the code COFFEE10 to get 10% off your order of $10 or more and free shipping. This code is only available for a limited amount of time, so I will be leaving the link to secondsale.com, their partner website, sellbackyourbook.com, and the code COFFEE10 in the description below so that you can go ahead and get that discount. Welcome to my summer book haul part 1.
It could change the world.
So I got a ton of books here. They're actually pretty heavy, and this is going to be the first part of my summer book haul because I also got a couple more books that I had mailed home, and I'm expecting some more packages. And as you know, at the time of filming this, I am away at grad school and will be returning home in a few weeks. So when I get home and get to open those extra book packages, I will be doing a part 2 to my summer book haul. So let's begin by going through this stack here. The first book that I have here I got from Second Sale, and I'm really hyped for this because I have been sold this book by my friend Scott over at Book Invasion. Scott has hyped this book up. I just had to. I had to choose this, and this is Hollow Kingdom. Hollow Kingdom is basically, from what I understand of the premise, we are following the apocalypse from a crow's perspective, and this was a domesticated crow, so it was a crow that was a pet whose owner, I guess, at some point fell ill to whatever the disease is that's going around. I'm not sure if we've got a zombie situation going on here, which makes me really excited because I haven't read any zombie books in a really long time. So this, I believe, is adult horror comedy is what I'm getting from this, and I definitely am looking forward to that. The second book in this came out recently, I believe, so I don't know if it's a duology or if it's a trilogy, but as far as the quality of this book, I ordered this book in good condition and it came really well. Like, I don't see any marks on the cover, and the dust jacket is in really good shape. There doesn't seem to be any tears of any sort, maybe just a little bit of wrinkling, but nothing that I wouldn't expect from being on my shelf after like one well-loved read. So I am really impressed with the quality of this book that I got from Second Sale. So thank you so much for that. And Scott, I will get to this soon. You're probably going to see a trend with a lot of the books that I'm getting during these book hauls, because I'm just really embracing the love for science fiction, horror, fantasy, nonfiction that I'm on, and those are just like some of my top favorite genres. So that is mostly what this will consist of. But the next book that I got from Second Sale was Nemesis by Philip Roth. This book has to do with an apocalyptic pandemic that takes place in my hometown. Is that a little too close for comfort? Quite possibly, but I couldn't pass up the opportunity because I love a good dystopian fiction. So I literally got this book for that. And again, I got this as a used book on Second Sale, and the quality of this labeled good book is actually really good. Like, it doesn't seem to have much wear at all. If anything, I would actually say that the inside looks like it's pretty pristine, and the only marring that I'm seeing, if anything, is on this little corner of the dust jacket. So that's not even a really big deal. And then I got this book for like less than $4, I want to say. So great find. This book I actually won on like the first day of school, because we were playing a game with one of the administrators in which she basically said, hey, I'm thinking of a number between 1 and like 30, choose a number, and I chose 17, and I was the first one to raise my hand. She goes, how'd you know that? I was like, I don't know, and I won this book, so it's great. Apparently I'm psychic. I got this book and actually already read this because I got it as an audiobook as well, and so I kind of like listened to the audiobook and was switching back between the audiobook and the physical. I really loved How to Be an Anti-Racist. This book was really good. There are some sections that I do need to reread just to like really clarify what my thoughts were on them, but right now this book is sitting at a 5-star read. It was fantastic, and because I went through it as an audiobook, I do want to go back and like annotate and do things to it physically. This is a very well-written nonfiction about what is the definition of anti-racism, the difference between being racist, not racist, anti-racist, and colorblind, which are vastly different in how you approach them. So I thought that this was very interesting and insightful, and the audiobook was actually narrated by the author, which was fantastic. This next book I got from a local used bookstore here in Portland, Maine, and that is The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. What kind of science fiction lover am I? And I've never read Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Oh friends, please don't come for me. I know, I'm gonna fix that. I'm gonna read it. This book is like so popular, and I feel like all sci-fi lovers have read this book at some point, so I just need to kind of hop on the bandwagon. I know that we're exploring planets and that there's like aliens and that it's supposed to be really comedic and really funny, so I promise that I am going to fix that in the very near future. This next book I got from Second Sale, and I totally picked this one because I'm super curious. My friend Max over at Max Reads has been screaming from the rooftops for everyone to read China Mieville. So I'm going for it. I'm taking the dive. I asked Max, hey, if I could read any standalone by them, what would I do? Because I don't want to get myself stuck into another series, because I just have so many series that I need to finish this year. I'm like in the never-ending series of 2021, and so he recommended Embassytown. So let's find out what this is together. I literally had no idea what this was when I ordered it. So it says, in the far future, humans have colonized a distant planet, home to the enigmatic Ariaki. Max, let me know what this says. Sentient beings famed for a language unique in the universe, one that only a few altered human ambassadors can speak. Avis Benner Cho, a human colonist, has returned to Embassytown after years of deep space adventure. She cannot speak the Ariaki tongue, but she is an indelible part of it, having long ago been made a figure of speech, a living smile in their language. When distant political machinations deliver a new ambassador to Ariaka, the fragile equilibrium between humans and aliens is violently upset. Catastrophe looms, and Avis is torn between competing loyalties, to a husband she no longer loves, to a system she no longer trusts, and to her place in a language she cannot speak, but which speaks through her whether she likes it or not. Arrival vibes? Is that what I'm getting out of this? Maybe not. Science fiction and linguistics? First contact with aliens? Yeah, this sounds really good. Okay, now I'm hyped. Now I'm hyped. How can I be in Portland, Maine, and I have not purchased any Stephen King? I got this at a used local bookstore. It is Dolores Claiborne. Look at this classic cover. This is gorgeous. Oh my goodness. So I do have a goal of eventually reading every Stephen King book, and sometimes I get really scared to go back and read more Stephen King because I'm just worried that I'm not gonna love it, but every time I do, I pick it up and I love it. So there's something to be said about a reason why he's known for horror, okay? Even though a lot of the stuff he's been writing lately has not entirely been horror. That's okay. So from what I understand of this, something about Dolores having a really bad, grumpy reputation, and we might be following interviews. She might be being interviewed about two people who recently died either in her presence or in her care or something like that, and might be some connection to her husband who died during an eclipse 30 years ago, something along those lines. This looking down into the well is very much giving me Silence of the Lambs vibes. Don't know if there's any connection there, but I'm hyped to add another King to my library, and the fact that it is this very old cover, this very old edition, is stunning. Oh, look at that spine. That's pretty. This next book I got because it is a required reading for my school. It is the Lost Children Archive. So I know nothing about this. I just ordered it because I had to. Let's read it together. A mother and father set out with their two children, a boy and girl, driving from New York to Arizona in the heat of summer. Their destination, Apacheria, the place the Apaches once called home. Why Apaches? Asked the 10-year-old son. Because they were the last of something, answers his father. In their car, they play games and sing along to music, but on the radio, there is news about an immigration crisis. Thousands of kids trying to cross the southwestern border into the United States, but getting detained or lost in the desert along the way. As the family drives through Virginia to Tennessee, across Oklahoma and Texas, we sense they are on the brink of a crisis of their own. A fissure is growing between the parents. One of the children can almost feel beneath their feet. They are led inexorably to a grand, harrowing adventure, both in the desert landscape and within the chambers of their own imaginations. Told through several compelling voices, blending text, sounds, and images, Lost Children Archive is an astonishing feat of literary virtuosity. It is a richly engaging story of how we document our experiences and how we remember the things that matter to us the most. With urgency and empathy, it takes us deep into the lives of one remarkable family as it probes the nature of justice and equality today. Whoa, that sounds heavy. Okay, I need to mentally prepare myself for this. It also sounds like something that might work well as an audiobook, so I might find out if I can get the audiobook and listen to this on audio while I'm reading it physically, which is something that I'm trying new. It's something that I've not done before, and a lot of my booktube friends tell me that is like the best way to read, so maybe this is what I'll do that with. This next book is really ridiculous. Again, I got this for school, and it's like what? The Lifespan of a Fact by John D'Agata and Jim Fingal. I started reading this book and annotating it, and it's like really weird. First of all, it's in one of those like multimedia formats. So you have text here that continues on to like each page, but all the text that's surrounding it is conversation between the author and the fact checker. So basically, the stuff that's in the middle is like stream of consciousness writing from the author, and all the stuff around the sides is the fact checker saying, wait, this sentence is impossible or incorrect. Why did you write this? What does this mean? Arguing with the author because the author's saying, I did it because I felt like it. And then the fact checker going to the editor or going to the publisher and saying, hey, this sentence is incorrect. And the publisher saying, yeah, but the author's famous, so like let them do what they want. It's just really strange and interesting, and it gives insight to like the publishing industry and what is truth and accuracy in publishing, like it's stream of consciousness writing. This book is really weird. It's one of those books that I'm probably gonna really take my time, because each page is loaded with dialogue that needs dissecting. So don't be surprised if you see this book on my Goodreads or Storygraph shelf for like another 6 months. This next book I got from my school library, and shout out to my school library, okay? Because my school library where I'm going to grad school actually does two amazing things, okay? First off, I can take up to 100 books out of my library. That is amazing. Second of all, they'll ship it to me no matter where in the country I am, and I can ship it back to them and they'll cover the cost. What? So I got this book and quite a few other ones, but I'm starting with this one right now, which is How to See the World. I got this because it was recommended to me by an artist that came in my studio, and I was really interested in how it is that we perceive the world and why it is as artists that we create that which we do create as a reflection of how we are taught to see the world. So that is supposed to be addressed in this book. Hopefully I will get to this sometime in fall when the semester ends and I go back home and I'm settled in for the fall semester. I did get from my library 2 ebooks for the Cosmere Crab-Along Brandon Sanderson read-along that is being hosted by my wonderful friends Bree and Casey over at Books Before Death, along with a couple other amazing booktubers. So please definitely go check them out. I will leave the link in the description below. The Discord is full of fantastic book friends. So if you need book friends who you want to talk about Brandon Sanderson all day with, check out the Cosmere Crab-Along for all the Cosmere crabby goodness. I got Alloy of Law and also Shadows of Self on ebook from my library, which I have to read soon. Yeah. This is Mistborn Era 2, which I'm super hyped for because I was in love with Mistborn Era 1. It was literally too much fun. It was too much fun. I had such a great time. If you haven't read Mistborn, why? What are you waiting for? Just do it. Next, this book was gifted to me by my supervisor because I am writing curriculum. So this is supposed to be Mindsets in the Classroom. I'm really thankful all the time for any books or resources that I get in order to professionally develop my classroom teaching habits and processes and just the way that I think about teacher-student dynamics. So thank you so much for this. There are so many books that are very helpful for educators just to be up to date as to like how to be a better teacher. So it's really important in my opinion that we put those hand in hand with our education practice to siphon out what procedures do and don't work for us. Also, this was given to me as a temporary gift by one of my art friends, Jessa, who's an amazing artist, because she knows that I'm really into the micro and macrocosm, comparing things in nature, in the universe, what we see through a telescope and what we see through a microscope. So gave me this book on like patterns found in nature. Oh my goodness, I am in love. Look at these gorgeous gorgeous photos, and also the format of this book is really thin, which I think is like not seen very often. But oh my god, look at this beautiful photo. I love detailed shots of patterns found within nature. So thank you, Jessa, for giving this to me. I promise I'll give it back in good condition. Okay, so that is it for this book haul part 1 video. Don't forget that if you would like to save 10% off of your order of $10 or more and get free shipping, to check out the link below for secondsale.com and use the code COFFEE10. Once that code expires, I will update it in the description below so that you are aware. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel if you'd like to see more content like this from me. I post videos every week, and I'll see you later. Bye!